in America, killing dozens of people. The Trump administration says it's part of an effort to combat drug trafficking, although they've released limited information. The USS Gerald Ford has crossed into the U.S. Southern Command's area of responsibility, which includes the Caribbean. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
This is not the kind of military package that you would see in a drug interdiction operation. This is something you would see as a flex, but it's about optics as much as anything else. And as has been said with the Navy and pretty much everybody around the world, there is no single flex like the United States aircraft carrier.
Detroit Tigers ace Tariq Skubal wins the AL Cy Young Award for the second straight year, and Pittsburgh Pirates right-hander Paul Skenes wins the NL Cy Young Award. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
This is Downtown Dade. How would you like to be able to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business for less than the cost of one 60-second commercial on many Tampa Bay radio stations? Here's the deal. You can have your own 1-hour radio program on the TAN Talk Network for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many Tampa Bay stations. Your program will be on 2 Tampa Bay radio stations and will cover 4 million people in Florida, plus worldwide on the internet in both audio and video. And you'll have a web link for your business on the TAN Talk 1340 website. We provide the producer, the state-of-the-art equipment, free production of commercials, and much more. Check it out today. Call Lola O'Brien, the Irish Hawaiian, at 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola O'Brien now, 727-510-7622. Call now and your 1-hour radio program can start tomorrow. Call 510-7622 for Lola O'Brien, the Irish Hawaiian, at the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Pan-Hellenic News, on air live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. at 106.1 FM. Pan-Hellenic News, radio program from the Pan-Hellenic Federation of Florida. Wednesday at 4 p.m. Greek news, entertainment and culture.
Για νέα και για τον ελληνισμό. Μείνετε συντονισμένοι. Stay tuned.
Hey, Kenny here with the Brian Cash Claus Coupon Book. Tune in every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. here on the TAN Talk Radio Network to hear the BCC Coupon Book radio show. We feature local small business owners with great deals from restaurants to services in our area. And if you're interested in creating excitement through branding your business locally, give us a call here at the Brian Cash Claus Coupon Book, 727-804-6082. We'll see you right here at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Tune in to the Dr. Lou and Tammy Show every Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 106.1 and 102.3 FM. We shine a spotlight on local small businesses, giving them a platform and the recognition they deserve. We also dive into today's top medical news, keeping you informed and empowered. Don't miss out. Join us for engaging conversations and expert insights only on the Dr. Lou and Tammy Show.
Thinking about starting your own business? Then you need to listen to the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour from 6 to 7 p.m. There's nothing more rewarding than starting your own business. Gene will bring you tips and advice from themselves and other entrepreneurs that will help you get started. Have you already started your own business? Then call in and share your story to help other entrepreneurs. That's the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
That's the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour Wednesdays from 6 to 7 right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
What about that theme song?
Change is on the wind. I feel it stir me from within, and my eyes are on the horizon. And I'm
Can I talk to you?
once again. I'd forgotten the simple truth. Life's a journey, always new. Though we stop sometimes to look around, eventually we move. Because change is wonderful and change is great. Change means growth, a new beginning, not an end. Although there'll always be sad times when you love the things you lose, Life is a threat we weave through time, and our dreams we must pursue. So embrace the change in you.
Chapters Network Live, returning to the Sunshine State, Clearwater, Tampa Bay, and St. Petersburg. Welcome us back. We are so very thankful to be here in Tan Talk Network. The call-in number is 727-441-3000. That's 727-441-3000. And we are celebrating the change in you. We are so thankful to be back here. It's been a great couple of days here in Florida. A little cold, a little cool, I should say. But coming back to Florida, I got to see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar in Tampa in concert the other night. And today I got to spend some time at Steinbrenner Field for fantasy camp. And it was such a great day. And they've been a lot of people from New York are down here participating in Fantasy Day. And I think we have Murray on the line. Murray, are you there? Guess Murray's not there. I don't know who the caller is, but is it Kasha?
Yes.
Yes, Kasha. Thank you so very much. We're working on all the kinks here in this studio. We have an engineer that I have not worked with, but we're so thankful that he's behind the glass here. Kasha, welcome to our show, Chapters Network Live. I know you're holding it down there in New York while I'm here in Florida. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
Talk about your music, first of all. We're going to play one of your songs. It's either I Want You or Hero. Not quite sure which one we're going to play, but talk about your entertainment and what gave you the passion to start singing when you were younger.
Well, I've been a singer since I was a young girl at 8 years old. I started singing in a choir, and I was a solo singer, and my mother was a vocal trainer and a teacher. I continued singing as I became older. I was in a group when I was younger, and we traveled all over the world and performed. And here I am as an adult, still singing.
And you put out some great music there. And through the years, we've gotten to be close and friends. And you put out a song called Hero, which we use as all of our youth heroes over the years, last 10 years, have gotten awarded and acknowledged in the great work that they do. And your song kind of symbolizes the great efforts that they make.
Which is wonderful.
Yes. And initially you had a dance track to that, and you slowed it down. You made a ballad for our youth heroes, and you're going to be playing it. You're getting a Lifetime Achievement Award in January, our gala up in New York. So we're so very thankful for that. And I believe you're going to be performing live at that event.
Yes, right. You remind me.
Yes, I reminded you. But you also are an entrepreneur. Explain what you do.
I am an herbalist, and I specialize in plant-based and healing and natural products that can help your skin and help you to heal while being beautiful or being handsome in your everyday life.
Nice. And what gave you the passion to do that?
Well, as you know, as being an entertainer, I have allergies to every freaking thing. So makeup kind of really was my my issue, where the makeup would break my face out, and I mean really bad reactions and things like that. So I started having a lot of skin issues, and I just researched my my skin type and things like that, and figured out I can't use certain things on my skin, so I'm very careful. So I created a line that just catered to sensitive skin like mine and others. And my skincare been doing very well with regular skin and people with sensitive skin that is afraid to use any product. So they come to me as a herbalist, and I can customize them something, and I can give them something that can help them. And I also work with herbal doctors that if you need any healing, I can refer you to some amazing doctors that can heal you.
Yeah, you do a lot of, that sounds awesome. You do a lot of community work. You're at farmers markets. You're supporting other entrepreneurs as well. How important is it for young men and women to know and to learn all about how to become an entrepreneur?
You know, Steve, entrepreneurship is something that you have to want. It's
Right.
not like you can't make young people want that
Right.
because today's young people, they rather have a social media platform or something in that category. They're not really interested in becoming real entrepreneurs because it's really hard. It's not easy. I could never say it's easy. It's really a difficult thing, but you have to be consistent, and with consistency, you can get better. Anything is possible.
Right. Well, that is great. We only have a short time here, so
Hey.
I'm very thankful for you calling in. How can people get a hold of your product and listen to your music?
Okay, you can find me at Kasha Today's on Instagram. And for Instagram with my skincare, it's my name backwards, Asak, Kasha, which is AHSAK. You can find me on there and you can click on the link and it'll take you straight to my website. And we also donate a percentage of our soap sales to our veterans.
Oh, that's great. Yesterday was Veterans Day, so giving a shout out to all the veterans that served in our country over the years. Without them, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, we wouldn't be here doing what we do. So God bless all the veterans out there. So the work that you do is incredible. How important is it for you to connect with the community and to pay it forward to others?
Well, you know, I love giving back. You know, charity is a big thing to me. You know, it's really, really important to me to make sure that I do things and help others because that's something I love to do and naturally love to do. And that's why I connect with you, Steve, because you give back and you do a lot of charity. So sometimes I like to be anonymous with what I do. I will be an anonymous donor to certain things and I don't want to get the credit. I don't try to videotape what I'm doing so people could think that I'm just trying to get, you know, views and things like that, because that is really sincere to me and it's from the heart that I do right and get back to people.
Well, that's great. I think what you've done over the years is incredible. We're so very blessed to have you do what you do for others and to put out that music. I'm being told we're going to play Hero because afterwards we're going to have a veteran call in. So you have another song, I Want You. We'll play that in a future show. But we're in New York. You're in New York. We're in Florida here. So I want to thank you very much for calling in tonight to really kind of to drop in and to support our Chapters Network Live, which you now have a show on our network every Saturday at 6:00.
Yes, I do. Now, what is that radio station, Steve? What's the name of that radio station?
This is Tan Talk, and we're...
No, the radio station in New York.
Oh, WGBB 1240, the oldest radio station in Long Island. And I want to thank everybody out there, Patrick, Jake, and Brian, and the whole crew there every Saturday night from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we're going to end this segment with Hero. So God bless you, Kasha, and we'll see you down the road real soon.
Okay.
Celebrate a hero born today. Celebrating for saving lives. Saving life brings a new day. Yeah, the one who saved you, the one who saved me, the very one that saved the world today. It could be that stranger, the one you saw last week. Now today he saved your life. That stranger who took you a harm's way. That stranger who gave you opportunity. Hero, you are my hero. You are my hero. You are my hero. My hero. You are my hero. You are my hero. You are my hero. There's a hero, and everybody give it back or give it away. Yeah, I'm talking about people who made a difference, who gave a helping hand to someone in need. A stranger who took you off harm's way. That stranger who gave you opportunity.
This is the Chapters Network Live, returning to the Sunshine State, Florida. The call-in number here is 727-441-3000. 727-441-3000.
Perfect. Thank you.
We are live in Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and Tampa Bay. I want to thank folks up in New York for calling in and supporting everything that we do, and all the people here at Tan Talk in Clearwater, Florida. I believe we have Murray on the line. Murray, are you there?
Yes, Murray is here, and I'm with Mr. Bernard Snyder, my Uncle Bunky Snyder, who is my aunt and uncle's brother-in-law, and he's here with us now live.
And he's a veteran, correct? He's a hero.
He is, in fact, a hero.
Yes. Thank you, Uncle Bunky, for being
Uncle
here.
Bunky.
Uncle Bunky for being here.
I'm here.
And thank you for all the service you did for our country. I know yesterday was Veterans Day, so God bless you and your efforts and your family. When you look back on things, Uncle Bucky, what is your takeaway from your service?
Well, I was lucky. I was in a very bad spot throughout my service, but I just overcame everything. Just seemed to be fine. I seemed to get through everything.
You were grateful.
And I'm very grateful for having frankly, my ship of 4 ships were not hit once, and all the others were hit and damaged, torpedoed, or just damaged.
Wow.
What was the ship you were on?
I was on the Shenango, which was a Jeep carrier, what was called a Jeep carrier. It was a small carrier.
Wow. And for our young listeners out there, what war are we talking about here?
World War II.
World War II. God bless you. So, sir, when you look back after December 7th, 1944, when you look back then, D-Day and everything that went down in World War II, was there a fear factor you had going into serving for our country, or were you all in and the morale was so high that you wanted to protect the United States of America?
As a matter of fact, that was true. My brother was already in the Navy because he was 6 years older than I was. And I said, I want to join. He said, wait till you're drafted. There's going to be plenty of war for you.
And this was your brother Chester.
Right.
So how old were you when you went into the war?
18 years old.
18 years old. God bless you. So we are so thankful that you're on the air. This is Chapters Network Live from Florida. 727-441-3000 is a call-in number. We're talking to veteran Uncle Bunky. And when the war ended, how was the morale when you returned back to the United States?
Oh, it was terrific. In fact, for many years after the end of the war, I was involved, and people were when you go in the airport, they would shake your hands and say, thank you for serving.
Wow. You know, that's something where the younger people, that's why it's so important to have shows like this, and for the younger people to understand what World War II was all about, what the Vietnam was all about, the Korean War, Afghanistan, all the men and women that served for our country. But you, my friend, World War II, you are a true hero, and I'm sure you lost lots of your friends along the way as well.
No, that's true. And so much of it is so lucky that you're in the same situation that they're against, only they get taken down and you are allowed to live.
Right.
I think you mentioned, Uncle Bunky, that 3 of the 4 ships you were around in the South Pacific were hit by kamikazes.
Right.
Wow.
And you were blessed.
That landed on the ship in
So I just want to kind of recap for the younger listeners out there, because when Pearl Harbor occurred in 1944, the
41.
40, I'm sorry, 1941. Yes, 1941. I apologize.
Sure.
December 7th,
No,
1941.
come
Um, Here's Pearl Harbor was attacked, and our counteraction there was to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki almost immediately, and that's how we entered the war. And that day was a change in history forever. And I look back on the history of that, but you lived it, and we want to thank you so very much for your service. What was the hardest thing about serving in the war back then?
Well, you get out of your home, and you don't know what you're going to have happen to you, whether you survive or what happens, whether you don't go overseas. I had the good fortune of going overseas because anybody that I knew that had served in the war were ashamed because they didn't go overseas.
Oh, my God.
Wow. And your family, so if you could share your age with us, sir.
I will be 100-year-old on January 21st of 26.
God bless
Yippee,
you. Oh my goodness. And you have a beautiful family, I understand. And how long have you been married for?
Well, I was married for 73 years, and I lost my wife a couple of years ago. I remarried about 6 months ago.
Wow.
Congratulations. Oh, my God.
Wow.
And I knew your wife very well, Aunt Hermine.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. 73 years of marriage and over 100 years old, and you got remarried. So you believe in the concept of marriage, and you have a beautiful, beautiful family. And I know your nephew here, Murray, who's 75, correct, Murray, right?
Yeah, just turned.
Yeah,
sir.
And you're still playing baseball. Crazy life, huh?
And you got me, Uncle Bunky. Yep. You got me by 25. God bless you.
Wow. You guys are unbelievable. But we want to thank you so very much. I think we have a caller that might have a question here. A woman caller. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Who's this?
Hi, this is Florence Sabata from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, New York. Welcome to Chapters Network Live. We're talking to Uncle Bunky, who served in World War II. What's your thoughts about he turned over 100? He married for 73 years. He was involved in World War II. What's your thoughts about that, Flo?
The first thing I have to say is, one, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for your service. Two, this is what grace looks like. If anybody want to know what God's grace looks like, he's a testament of God's grace. The marriage and all the years he's been living, that's what grace looks like.
That is so beautiful.
So sweet.
And I understand, Flo, that you work with young people in school settings back up in New York. And is it true that they are like missing out or are not really taking in history, like they used to, when we were younger? But is it, do you see that in the schools today, or am I wrong?
Yes. What happened is they're very caught up with these TikTok influencers. Everybody want to be an influencer on the internet, and, they feel like that's the way to go. So unfortunately, the phones and the internet, it could be used for good, but the kids are using it to make these videos and stuff and not really tapping into their history as they should.
Right. And I know that the school system up in New York, they have some challenging moments, but God bless you and all the work that you do for young people. And thank you for calling into our show tonight.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right. We'll see you down the road real soon. That's Flo from
Uncle
Brooklyn,
Bunky,
New York.
I was going to ask you, what would you like to share with some of the young people that might be tuning in here about your perspective on where this country's at and what's going on in life out there that you think they should know more about than maybe they do from your past history and beautiful experiences?
Let me tell you, I have been all over the world. Because my parents felt like traveling was the place to do it. There is still nowhere, anywhere, that's like our nation.
Wow. Are you still there?
Yeah, this is a great segment. We're so very thankful, guys. And Murray, Uncle Bunky, thank you so very much for calling in. And I know, Murray,
His whole family is out there listening, too.
Yes, I know you're in Florida at fantasy camp at Steinbrenner Field, and you're doing a great job. So, Uncle Bunky, God bless you in your service to our country in World War II, and your dedication and your passion to even call in tonight. We're so very thankful, and the people in the audience here in Florida, St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater are so very blessed to get to know you a little bit. So, God bless you, sir.
Yes, God bless you.
Thank you, Flo. You take
God
care.
bless you.
Thank you, Murray. Thank you, Uncle
Flo.
Bunky.
You're very welcome.
We're going to continue with the show. We have a loaded show. We have a couple of authors tuning in, and we have a little Neil Young. We're going to play, and we'll bring on our next guest.
Perfect. Thank you.
Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you.
That is Neil Young, Old Man, and the book From the Streets to Global Seats. I apologize for that. A hybrid memoir and leadership blueprint by Joseph A. Slota. Raised in alleyways in Jersey City, tested in boardrooms across the globe, Joe Slota, life is a blueprint for leadership, for legacy, and for balance. This isn't your typical memoir. It's part of the heart, part grit, and all real a climb the ladder and a conscious climb back down. So Joe, welcome to the show with your book.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much.
Yes, From the Streets to Global Seats. Talk about the origin and the genesis of the book.
Well, this is a great segue. Uncle Bunky that you just had on that I just tuned into, my father was a decorated World War II veteran. He led the communications efforts for the ending of World War II based out of Cairo. He reported to Dwight Eisenhower and received awards concurrently on the same stage, same time, same purpose as President Roosevelt. So it's a great segue. And my father was one of the greatest guardians and mentors that I've had in my life, amongst several, but him especially. And the impetus for writing the book was three purposes. Number one, I wanted to write something that I could leave to my children and to my 4 grandchildren, which I'm blessed to have. I wanted them to know all about me. They knew a lot about me now, but I wanted them to leave something behind for them. The second reason was not to be the New York Times #1 bestseller, nor to make millions. It had nothing to do with that. The value is our world has a lot of problems right now, and that question was asked earlier on your segment. And we have such problems, we have such discord, and we also have what I would say such changing values in the workplace, that I felt that between the memoir coming out of a tough environment in urban America and how I was able to stay away from things that were not quite attractive, such as drugs, such as illegal activities because of my dad, I wanted to turn that memoir into how my life as a successful family man and a businessman, I made it to the top, and it defied every expectation that I had. And I wanted to make sure that folks knew through that 2 books in one, everything that I did in these blueprints, which are really case studies. But what's a blueprint? A blueprint is a design for something you're going to build for the future. So I wanted to be able to help senior executives, middle management, I wanted to help HR and talent development people, and most importantly, impact every human being, students and alike, that I can on this earth, to try to give them a taste of how they can use self-reflection. So that's the purpose of why I wrote the book, self-published it on Amazon, and very proud of it and the outcomes it has.
Chapters Network Live. We're in the Sunshine State tonight. Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and Tampa Bay. I want to thank everybody at Tan Talk Network. The call-in number is 727-441-3000. That's 727-441-3000. We're talking to author Joe A. Slaughter, From the Streets to Global Seats. What I love about the book, I'm looking at the cover, and I know we're on radio, so I'm going to try to be descriptive here. You're walking as a young boy with, I believe, a baseball bat or a stickball bat, something in his hand, and you have the Twin Towers in the background with the sun, and maybe that's the Verrazano Bridge. I'm not quite sure, but it really tells a story. Can you tell the story of the cover?
That's a great question, Steve. Yes. The cover was the hardest thing for me to create. I couldn't give it to anybody else to manufacture for me. I couldn't let AI do it for me. The stickball bat, me walking to the left of a man in the middle, is my father. I have a stickball bat in my hand. My father has a hammer in his hand because he was a master carpenter as well. And to the right of my father is me grown up, walking towards the Twin Towers from the Pulaski Skyway that connects into New York.
Got it.
Down below, you'll see 4 segments down below. There's a typewriter, there's music, there's math, and there's a book. And my father, to instill discipline in me, made sure every day, 1 hour each, 4 hours a day, I had to do all 4 of those. And it was a regimen that I didn't like at the time, but I admire and appreciate so much today, because that discipline made me who I am right now as both a family man, a friend to many, and also a business person who is successfully retired and has a legacy that he's proud of.
You know, Joe, I see you from a distance too on social media. I know your son, and he's written a book, and he has a beautiful family. And to see the happiness within your family is such a blessing to see that. And I really think that this book needs to get in the hands of a lot of people, because it just kind of came out a couple of months ago, correct?
Yes, it was released in the middle of August.
Yes. And your goal for 2026 with the book, explain that to everybody.
I want to get the book into as many hands as possible. You don't have to be from the streets of Jersey City. I actually have a house on the west coast of Florida as well, in Bonita Springs.
Oh, okay.
I think any background that you come from, it's a book that offers self-reflection. And I believe that if I can get this book into as many hands as possible, my intent for 2026 and beyond is to do speaking events, both small, large, keynote, that is. And I want to do the type of thing where people hit me with your best questions. And I want to be able to give them as open and honest an answer as I can, which is why I reveal so much of myself in the memoir and also in the blueprints from my business career and my life career.
Chapters Network Live. We're here Wednesday night here at Tan Talk Network in Clearwater, Florida. The call number is 727-441-3000. We're talking to author Joe Slaughter. Now, Joe, when the book came out, I know you recently retired too, a couple of years ago. So were you chomping at the bit? Because I don't know if you could have completed the book while you were still working. Were you chomping at the bit to retire so this book could get out there?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that was the drive. I was chomping at the bit to retire because it was time to spend much more time with my wife and my family. However, this book has actually been written over about a 40-year, 50-year period. I kept on keeping mental notes and that type of thing. I wasn't planning on writing it until my wife said to me, "You need to write a book." And then secondly is I have a very good friend who's a dual Pulitzer Prize writer and award winner. And he wrote books on Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, and he's currently writing one on another famous rock and roll person. But he's the one who called me up and says, "Joe, I've been reading all your social media posts, etc. You have to write a book." And that's the reason why I did what I did. So retirement was a blessing. I do miss a lot being in retirement. But at the same token, I'm picking up on a lot of other things that are filling a lot of the void.
So a lot of people listening around the country, they might not know what a stickball bat is. Now I'm going to ask you. I know what a stickball bat is. Come from New York. Did you play stickball in the streets or against the wall?
Both.
Both. What did you like better?
Both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And my mother had a lot of short brooms too. She never could understand where all of her broom handles were going. Meanwhile, they were out in the streets playing stickball against the wall and in the streets.
Yeah, and sometimes you get lucky at a 5 and dime store. You could buy a stickball bat, but most of the time using mop handles or broomsticks. And I don't know if you use a tennis ball or a pinky ball. What ball did you use?
Pink pearl and a Spalding and my father's electric tape. We didn't have the money. What we did is we'd all contribute get 19 cents amongst us as friends. And if the ball went on the roof across the street, we had the neighbors who were older who were on the roof. So one guy, Ed, would bring to my house a paper bag every month. And in that paper bag was an array of balls on the roof that were up there. And he'd go accumulate them. So that's the upbringing I had growing up in the urban Mecca.
That's funny. I used to force my younger brother to play stickball because I knew I'd beat him, and he got sick of it. So maybe one day we'll find a wall or a street. We could play a little stickball and do some retrospective, having fun playing stickball.
I'm game. I'm all in. I mean, may not be as good, but my mind would think I am.
But I think we have some great news coming up, and we're not going to share it tonight. But I know you're on a massive book launching tour starting next year. We'll announce that real soon, where you're going to start off the year with. But how can people get a hold of your book or contact you if they have further questions?
Sure. There's two things I would hope. Anybody who's listening, I would ask that you go to Amazon and you'll look up From the Streets to Global Seats on Amazon. And it'll come up clear as day there. You can get it in paperback or you can get it in the Kindle version, whichever suits your fancy. And as far as contacting me, you can go to www.jaslegacy, that's jaslegacy.com. And you can read all about the web page, which is pretty robust. And I would ask that people please take a look at it, and I think you'll enjoy it. But don't get concerned about the size of the book. It's 2 books in one. I call it a bargain. Everybody laughs when I say that, but I had to do 2 books in one because the memoir without the blueprints and the blueprints without the memoir connectivity is disjointed. So I put it in 2 in 1, and I hope that you will enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Joe, for calling in. I know you're up in New Jersey. We're down here in Florida, but you connected with a lot of people here in Clearwater, Tampa Bay, and St. Petersburg area. So God bless you and your family. I'm sure we'll see each other down the road real soon.
Likewise. Thank you, Steve, and thank you to all of your listeners. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. God bless. We're all unstoppable. Let's keep this love train rolling.
I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my armor on so you are strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a virgin with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I will cry out now. We'll never see what's hiding now.
Is this song not inspiring? This is such a great song because we all need to be unstoppable. A Mother's Intuition. Catherine Marinelli Gagliano, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Don't you love this song?
It's my favorite.
Why is it your favorite song?
Because every parents, special needs parents, should be unstoppable when it comes to helping their children and advocating for them.
That's what I'm talking about. We're getting lost in the shuffle. A lot of children and families getting lost out there. But you have taken things totally front on, and really confronting the issues at hand for years. Talk about what gave you the passion and your advocacy efforts to help your family.
Well, my son was diagnosed and at a young age, and we put him in a home at a younger age of 7. And the only way that he would succeed is if I took advocacy on and did my research and helped him. Because till this day, I know that he would have floundered if I didn't.
And there are a lot of families out there, no matter if you're in Florida, New York, anywhere in the country, that really have difficulty of advocating for their son or daughter. What challenges did you face, I'm sure, with the school system and funding and all that? How'd you overcome some of that?
Well, sometimes it's what you know, but it's really who you know. And I had 2 amazing advocates that have been with me through the years, 20 somewhat years. And I have to tell you, they were really very, very helpful in getting my children's services. But it has a lot to do with reading and self-help, quite honestly, Stephen. It's not an easy journey, but as long as you keep up and, you listen to what you need to know, then your children have quite a good success rate.
Right. Chapters Network Live. We're here in Clearwater, Florida, the Sunshine State here. Wednesday, we're here till 9 o'clock here, so we're in the home stretch. We want to welcome all our new listeners in Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and Tampa Bay. We've been here on and off for the last 7 or 8 years, but we're so thankful that we're back here in studio. Michael behind the glass, I want to thank him for all the great work that he's doing. And Lola, the owner of this TAN Talk Network. Want to thank her. But on the phone right now, we have Catherine, who's the author of A Mother's Intuition, Volumes 1 and 2. What was the most challenging aspect you faced with your son over the years, and where things stand right now?
Well, my son had seizures growing up, which made it difficult for him to learn. And at the age of 8, he outgrew those seizures, which is amazing in itself. And I believe that it had something to do with him being diagnosed at 2.5, that he was placed on medications that had helped him heal. So then from that point on, he became verbal. But he was also very violent. So his violent tendencies, he needed a lot of help because he was very misunderstood. And I realized that brought on a lot of the violence. So he really needed to be structured in his everyday life. And he needed assistance in understanding his emotions. His emotional and mental state became a priority, because I realized if I didn't get those 2 things in check, he wouldn't be successful. So now looking back, all the structure and all the help and all the supports, and that's what's made him successful.
That's beautiful. Now, the book cover on radio, so people can't see the book cover, Mother's Intuition, Volumes 1 and 2. It's your family, I believe, on a beach and flying a kite. Talk about the book cover, what that means to you, and what message you're trying to get out there for people.
Well, the beach is very, very healing. And I don't know if people know about metaphysics and awareness, but water is connected to your emotions, and the sand is earth, which is grounding, and then you have the sun, which is air, and it's really all the elements. And my family brought the love to the beach. And the cover is blue, which is the sign of autism speaks. And really, it was to show that it's not a kite, but it's balloons. And we were setting them free for hope.
Wow. So it's a powerful meaning. I know people in Radio Land can't see it, but you described it very, very well graphically. And, you know, at the end of this segment, in a few moments that you'll share, how can people get your book? But looking back on the journey and where you're at now, how important is family?
Oh, gosh. Family to me is everything, you know, and who's to say what a normal family looks like or an everyday family looks like? Some families have divorces, right? Some families have 2 dads, 2 moms. And in our case, my son hasn't lived with us in 20 years, but he comes home on the weekends, right? So family is what you make of it. And sometimes family is not your family. It's your closest friends. It's the family that you choose. So family comes in all different shapes and sizes.
And when people pick up the book, what are they going to get inside? That's question number 1. Question number 2, what advice would you give parents these days? Because this world is kind of upside down right now. So what advice would you give? And when they get the book, what's inside?
Well, with right now, with everything going on with this administration, I feel like my book will give them hope, a sense of what resilience. You know, for a while it took me to figure out what resilience meant, and many people have said to me, "I'm very resilient," and I really had to think about it. I think when we go through difficulties and things seem very dark, you need to look at the darkness as a blessing. And I know that sounds crazy, but unless you go through the darkness, you can't appreciate the light when it comes through. And even things that have cracks, the light is able to come through. And sometimes as special needs parents, we just want to give up. And there's always tomorrow. And prayer has always been my go-to. My intuition has always been my go-to. And my advice to them is to always follow their intuition, block out all the noise, and really go within. Spend time alone. All the answers are there. So when you pick up the book, you do some reading, you'll see that.
Wow. You certainly persevered. How can people get a hold of the book or contact you?
You can reach me on my website, mothersintuition.co. You can buy the book on Amazon. It comes in paperback, hardcover, and also what is it called, Stephen? They actually audio.
Okay, yes.
Audio, which is great because I know a lot of people requested it in audio because they're extremely busy.
Right. Or you're sitting in traffic on the LIE or in Florida, and you can just listen to it in the car. So, Catherine, we want to thank you very much for calling into our show here in Florida. We've returned to the Sunshine State, and you've hit home on for a lot of parents out there here in Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and Tampa Bay. And you've been doing that for years over in the New York area. So God bless you and your family. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom regarding your book, but also on a personal level, being friends and supporting our Chapters Network over the years.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Stephen, our new listeners, and our special needs parents not to give up. And I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
God bless you, Catherine. We'll see you down the road real soon, and everybody's going to get a copy of that book. So we're so very thankful and blessed for your efforts, because you are paving the way to supporting other parents that might be challenged with their children who are on the spectrum. So God bless you.
Thanks, Stephen.
All right.
God bless you too.
All right, it's Chapters Network live here in Florida. Calling number 727-441-3000. We're coming to the home stretch. I believe Doug Gray is on the line. Doug, welcome to the show.
Hi, Steve. How are you today?
Good. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I really loved your previous guest and everything that Catherine said. And she touched on hope. And also she reminded me of a saying, the light is never more visible than in the darkness.
Wow. Wow.
And it's so true.
That is so true. Well said, my man. And you've done a lot of work over the years, but the bottom line is you're very spiritual and your positivity shines through each and every day. Why is that important for you?
Well, I need that positivity in my own life. We all need hope. I need hope. And I think it's much easier to talk about things that you experience yourself. And, I'm not an authority or an expert on, spirituality or spreading light or hope, but I do believe it's very important. And it's important in my own life. And also, I believe in a close relationship with God. God is really what pulls me through and gives me hope. That higher power, whatever you want to call it, I call it God. And I'm very focused on, praying and having faith. And I think in this day and age where there's so much darkness and there's so much darkness permeating the internet and AI and all these things that are happening, that it's just so important to have hope, to cultivate a relationship with God, if that's what you choose to do, to try to find the light in the darkness. I think it's super important to be kind to other people, to be kind and respectful to other people. I think that's how we change the world. I don't think politicians are going to change the world for any of us. I think they're all employed by corporations who finance their campaigns. And I think if we want to see a better world, we have to make it better by changing ourselves, being more kind, practicing being kind. It's a practice. You're not going to have it down all the time. Sometimes you're going to get angry at somebody in traffic, and you just have to say, wait, what am I doing? Let me be kind here. For all I know, this person who's tailgating me could be on his way to the hospital to see somebody who's sick, or his wife may be having a baby. And I think we have to have a lot more tolerance with each other, a lot more patience with each other, and we have to be loving to people, even if we disagree with them or they disagree with us philosophically or politically. I think that these politicians want us pitted against each other, and I think the way to combat and to bring in a new age, an enlightened age, if you will, where people are more loving and kind, is to be kind and loving yourself. And if every individual practices this, we can start a movement. Just like hate can become a movement by, too many people getting involved in hateful speech or hateful posting on the internet. Love and kindness and respect can become a movement also, particularly when people see the benefits of being that way and how it comes back to them when they give that out.
Wow. Well said, Doug. We're running against the top of the hour, the end of the show, but I feel the hope. I feel it. Talk about how this music came about real quick so we could listen a little snippet of it. But I was so honored that you called me a couple of months ago, and now it's out there and it's premiering in Florida tonight. So talk about this song real quick.
Well, Feel the Hope is actually a song that contains snippets of an interview I did on your show back in 2016. And we were talking about the state of the world then, and we were talking about how important it is to have hope. And, it's interesting because I was having a dark time when I put that together. And I went through my old hard drive and I was just listening to interviews and snippets of things to get ideas for tracks and songs. And I heard that interview and I said, you know what, that's more apropos today than it was even then. And so we took, sections of me speaking and you speaking. And, the other guest who was on the show at that time, God rest his soul, Byron, right?
Yeah.
And we put it together, and that's the song Feel the Hope.
Wow. Well, we're going to listen, going to take us home with it, but how can people get a hold of you real quick in the song?
Well, you can find me at unitygainrecords.com. You can find me at Doug Gray Music on Facebook. You can find our music in every internet store. Feel the Hope is not even out yet. You have the premiere of it, so that'll be out in about a month's time. But I can always be reached on Instagram at UGE Recordings, TikTok at UGE Records, and on Facebook at Unity Game Records also.
Doug, we love you very much. And now our new,
I love you, Steve.
A lot of new Floridian people out there are going to listen. We all feeling the hope here in Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater. Feel the hope. We're going to take us home now. God bless everybody in Florida and New York. Feel the hope. Doug Gray.
Thank you, Steve.
I think that it's all about us. We have to change. And if we want to create a better world, we can't be relying on other people to do it. We have to do it. We have to do it by our individual actions. We have to look at ourselves and say, when do I lie? When do I cheat? What am I not being honest about? Let's look at ourselves, then change our actions and behaviors to be more loving and friendly.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The U.S. House votes to end the government shutdown on day 43. The bill now heads to President Trump to sign. The vote was 222 to 209. House Speaker